Welcome back, episode 3 of Vietnam. In episode 3, we will be going through the politics phase, part 1. There's a lot to say about the politics phase, so I'm breaking the politics phase up into 2 segments. The first is going to be officer replacement and coup determination. After that, we'll be moving on to morale adjustments. I gave a very broad-brushed overview of how your leaders are placed on the map, South Vietnamese leaders placed on the leader display. During setup, immediately after the ARVN units are placed on the map, we go through the leader placement, and I'm going to show you a little more about how that works. So you place all of your leaders, and there's far more than this in your counter mix. This is just a small sampling. You place your leaders face down in these leader pools, and the first thing you're going to do is take a 3-star leader out of the pool at random, flip them over, and we got General Kai, or Win Cao Ki, to say it more correctly, as our 3-star leader. So he's the leader of the South Vietnamese government right now. And the next thing we're going to do is we are going to populate our corps leaders. So we're going to be drawing one for each corps, but not really. So you're going to start by rolling. At the beginning of the game, you roll 2 6-sided dice. And you add 2, and that gives you the starting loyalties. So we draw one of these guys here at random, and we put them on the 8 spot. 6 and 2 is 8, and we'll roll again. That guy is very unloyal. 2 plus 3 is 5, so he sits there at the bottom of the track. And we'll do some more. So let's say we roll an 11. 11 and 2 is 13. Maximum at the beginning of the game is 10. And then we'll do another one. Roll another 8 and 2 is 10. So he gets an honest 10. And I keep putting him upside down. Okay, so we're not going to populate the whole corps display, but you get the idea. Then we move over to the division. Now, for each division we built, we put a division leader out. So let's say we built the 1st and 2nd division, or an element of the 1st and 2nd division. So we roll. We got 4. We draw 1 at random. 4 and 3 is 7. 4 and 2 is 6. Sorry. I'm not attempting to confuse you here. During the game, it's 2 dice plus 3. During the setup, it's plus 2. So this leader here actually had a modified 4. But 5 is as low as you can go. Okay, we'll do one more leader. So we got an 8. 8 and 2 is 10 for our 2nd division leader. All right, so this is how it could look at the beginning of the game. So as you remember, this is called the officer replacement phase. First of all, the 3-star leader cannot be replaced. He can only be replaced by a successful coup, which is generally considered a bad event. Most people would rather put up with a terrible leader than suffer the effects of a coup, because it's very destabilizing. Bad for morale. So we look at our leaders. So anybody that is in the 5 to 6 loyalty is disloyal, and anybody that is 7 to 8 is doubtful loyalty. So if somebody is at 5 or 6, you must attempt to replace them. So let's look at that is the commander of the 2nd Corps. So let's look at the 2nd Corps commander. So I say, all right, we have to replace this guy. So we roll 2 dice. And the roll's a 4. So with the 4, he is successfully replaced with no hard feelings. On a 2 through 6, he comes out without fighting you. So we pull a new leader out of the pool. Let's say we grab this guy here, and it'll be random, face down. So we grab this guy. We roll 6 plus 3 during the game rather than plus 2 is 9, so we put him in the 9 spot. Now let's go back to where we were. We had a 5 loyalty and for the second corps commander, and let's say we attempt to replace him and we rolled something different. Let's say we rolled an 8 this time. So what happens is the leader gets upset that you tried to replace him and his loyalty goes down by 1, but there are no other effects. So right now he's at the bottom, so it can't go down. But if you had a loyalty of 6 and you attempt to replace him, you go down to 5. Now let's say we roll a 10. So 9 to 12, he gets very upset that you tried to replace him, and he becomes pro-coup. So in a sense, you face the counter off towards the pro-coup direction. His loyalty would be reduced by 1, and all of his units would be ineffective. We haven't talked about ineffective versus effective, but this is going to be an ongoing issue for the South Vietnamese. So all of his subordinate units would be ineffective. Now this leader here, the First Corps Commander, General C, he doesn't have a name, is doubtful loyalty. So we could replace him. We could attempt to replace him at our option, or we could leave him where he is. That is our choice. So I reset our second corps commander to pro-coup based on the assumed role we had last time. So now it's the coup determination segment. I'm going to make one small adjustment to illustrate a point. And now, let's roll. Ideally, low rolls are good here. So if we roll a 2, for example, what we do is we compare that to the loyalty of each leader. So this gentleman here has already been decided as pro-coup, but if he had not been, he would have been loyal. This guy is loyal because the die roll is less than his current loyalty. Same here. So they're all loyal. So we say there's 3 loyal leaders versus 1 pro-coup leader. So the government is stable. Okay, so here's another possible outcome. Let's say we rolled an 8. So that means that this gentleman here is pro-coup, even if he had not been already. This gentleman here is wavering because it's equal to his morale. If it was less than, if the die roll was less than his morale, he would be loyal. If it's equal, he is wavering. Now these gentlemen here, the die roll is less than their morale, so that's the 3rd and 4th Corps commander. So they remain loyal. So what is the outcome of this situation? So we take the amount of pro-coup leaders plus the amount of wavering leaders, and we compare that to the amount of loyal leaders. So it's 2 versus 2. This results in an unstable government, causing an immediate loss of 1 U.S. morale and 3 South Vietnamese morale. So this is an immediate loss, so it happens right away. Okay, I've reset all the leaders to loyal, and let's say we roll a 9. Okay, so the First Corps commander is going to be pro-coup because we rolled higher than his morale. Or not morale, I keep saying morale, loyalty. And the Second Corps commander becomes pro-coup. The Third Corps commander is wavering, and the Fourth Corps commander is loyal. So now we compare the number of loyal leaders to the number of pro-coup leaders. The wavering leader, we'll leave him out for now. So there's 2 pro-coup and 1 loyal. So at this point, a coup takes place. So out of the things there are several things that happen. First, there's an immediate loss of 8 South Vietnamese morale, an immediate loss of 3 U.S. morale. The loyal leaders' loyalty goes down, and we replace Kai with a new leader. Now, we could potentially draw Win Kao Ki again, but we won't. We'll just pick another one. So there we go. So Bao Dai is our new leader, and that, in summary, is how the first half of the political phase goes. So we'll see you on episode 2, where we'll continue the political phase.